The next three brain factors were added in when COVID hit, when we had to hunker down and shelter in place. And some of us had to become caretakers for family members because home health care wasn't coming in. We had to become our children's teachers because suddenly everybody was homeschooling. We had to help them with that. And people were allowed to have interruptions during their teams meetings. Yeah, you could have a spouse come in and a kid come flying through with only diapers on, a cat land on your desk. All of that could happen at the beginning of COVID because it was all new for everybody to be virtual. For those of you who are road warriors and who were somewhat virtual before COVID, you were kind of used to this. But once everybody had to go virtual, we started having a lot more interruptions. So brain factor number 7 became being aware of the household members and what is your required presence for their activities. This has evolved, but a lot of our bad habits haven't. So those interruptions we used to allow at the beginning of COVID, still happening all throughout the day. And for those of us who have migrated back to the office and we're spending more time at the office than at home, those bad habits have continued. Getting texts from our family members all day long. Can you pick up milk at the store? That's not a highly critical emergency, and yet that's one more brain interruption that we have during the day. So brain factor number 9 became explaining to family members who gets priority. This is when I'm available for questions and grocery lists during the day. This is when I'm not available because I have this really important meeting with customers. So your brain takes into account all of the information it has on these 9 brain factors. And if it is not aware of what these factors are going into chaos, your brain will make a random decision about what to do next. And as I've mentioned earlier, your brain will default to what's the easiest thing I can do right now, my 1 or my 2. Or who is barking the loudest? I will do that first. Or what is the order I received all these questions and requests in? And for the 3 of those, that is not usually working on a high-level priority, a 5 or a 4. So be familiar with these brain factors so that way you can make a better decision about your time.